Hello everyone, I'm Scott and these are my moto adventures. This series is a bit longer than my single day, single video trips. I ride a BMW 1150 GS and for the first time ever I'm going to the BMW Moa Rally. Join me as I travel from Pennsylvania down to Tennessee. I'll be seeing some sights, hitting up popular destinations, experiencing some trials, and enjoying some time with my fellow BMW members. So relax and enjoy the video. I'm down to one cam. I didn't charge the GoPro. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way everything turned out this weekend. Yeah, the weather sucked a little bit. Yeah, we had some massive rainstorms, but it was a good rally, and I was happy to do it. I was happy to check off a lot of things on my bucket list. You know, going down to Tennessee for the rally, that was one check. Corvette Museum, I have been wanting to do that since before those Corvettes fell into the hole. What else? Going to Nashville, you know, I got the Tootsies. I'm a NASCAR fan. You know, so it was nice to support Justin Marks. Go SVG. Yeah, who else did I? What else did I do? Oh, Tail of the Dragon on a motorcycle. I've done it on a car. In a car. Now I can say I've done it on a motorcycle. It wasn't the most amazing ride. Thanks, asshole, in the Mack truck. But it was something, and I'm very happy. So, not going to film too much because I only got like 35 minutes of SD card left on the helmet cam. I do have some more, but I'm not switching that. I mean, I might switch the cameras, but I'm not switching everything else up. But so yeah, it is now 7 o'clock East Coast time, 6 o'clock Central time. It's saying I'll get home at 4:45. I'm thinking it's going to be 5:45, and in all honesty, it's going to be 6:30 with all the stops and everything like that. So, watch an episode of The Simpsons where Bart gets a license. Gotta love TV. Oh my God, it's the Wig Dome! It's the Wig Dome! Yeah, that was there put in for like a state fair, but that's pretty funny. That I finally get to see it in person. So, I'm still riding here. We're in Knoxville. I'm actually going to be stopping. Probably I'll be stopping in the next half hour. I want to stop off over at. I'm trying to think here. Think it's hard because I haven't had coffee. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go to Buc-ee's and maybe Cracker Barrel, and then the rest of the day it's going to be. Ride, gas, water, ride, gas, water. So yeah, it looks like I'm doing some backcountry driving here. 81 is fucked, so. And, yeah, my headset's. Yeah. Just listen to some Spotify, some country music, and, trying to get back on 81. This guy's just as lost as I am. Yeah, traffic on 81's been hit or miss. I got stuck in. So what happened was a truck pulling a motorhome and a truck pulling a pontoon boat got in an accident in the median. And that is how houseboats are made, everybody. You know, when a pontoon and a boat and a motorhome love each other very much. But it looked like minimal damage, but it's still they had to get a tow truck to pull them out of the center, so it happens. But yeah, I made a mistake. I went to Cracker Barrel. That killed me on time. Well, since I'm back here, is there a VFW with a cannon? I'll get a Cottywomp. I'll pull over for a Cottywomp if need be. But all right, so I'm just gonna get back to the road here. But hey, yeah, thanks for watching. Alright everyone, so this is where things deviated from the video. It's the normal moto vlog. I was riding up 81 and I met up with Terrence at a Panera
He got ahead of me because reasons. Cracker Barrel. And this was before the logo change. So we met up at a Panera. We were going to ride home up to like 81 or something. And then I ended up leaving, and I heard a pop. And I was like, oh, please tell me it's just a rock or something. We kept on going. We made it out of Maryland, thank God. Nothing against Maryland. It just was a little farther away from home than I wanted. We made it up to Chambersburg. I called him on my phone because our comms weren't working. And I was like, hey, man, there is something wrong mechanically with my bike. I said, there's something wrong with my bike. So we're pulling over. I have no steering. When you lose tire pressure on a rear tire, you can't pivot, you can't move, you can't go. And what was happening was, I think my tire was running flat, and so I think I had a puncture first, and I was riding on that rim too much. I should have pulled over, and I didn't. That was my mistake. Anyway, we ended up, I'm like, hey, we got to pull over. So we got off in Chambersburg, and then we ended up going to like an old Kmart that's now like it's dedicated to farm supplies, not Tractor Supply Company though. So we go there and we try, me and him both tried to get that tire filled. I'm very lucky I have a connection with a tow company, so I was able to get a tow company out and get that towed on a Sunday night. And then about 2 weeks, toward the end of the week, I got a new rear tire, got the bike home, and actually both tires are now good on the bike, so I can put some more miles on. I did find out the clutch is probably in need of replacement. It's still rideable, but that's going to be one of my off-season jobs. But anyway, so I was just hanging out in a parking lot for a couple hours, and I relaxed. I didn't film because I didn't have a lot of time left. It just wasn't really important. I kind of just relaxed because the trip, I knew I wasn't going to make my way home by 9 o'clock. So I ended up making it home around 1 o'clock. But I just wanted to tell you guys, this isn't the end of the story, and this isn't the end of the video. There's more to this story. So today I am here at Chambersburg. And if you watched, if you've been keeping in touch with me, you know that back in June I had a little issue in this town. That tire there, well, I'm parked in the same spot, but I had an issue with my tire. Now I got two new tires, front and rear, and I've been going all over God's green earth today. I went to Carlisle, and then went to some other places. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to finish the story. I'm going to finish the story right now. I'm going to go to Chambersburg. I'm going to go right from the spot I was at, and I'm going to go home. But I'm going to take the long way home because now it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to pick up a couple Cottywomple points. I'm going to stop by a theater, and then I'm going to be hitting up some Gettysburg, and then some of my Shakespeare stuff. I want to hit Scotland, Dover, Lancaster, York Haven. So that is pretty much my goal for today. For the rest of the day, it's going to be a long day. But I made a mistake when I was here. So I just sat here and did absolutely nothing, did not record nothing like that. There is a Dunkin' Donuts and a Starbucks right down the street. I missed two Cottywomple points just by not walking down. So that is my next step. I'll probably get a nice coffee too, just so I can get back on the road. And then I'm going to hit up a lot of things today. I think so far I'm either up to 15 or 20 Cottywomple stops, and I still have Shakespeare stops to go. All right, so the next part of this trip was, yes, I did go to Gettysburg. I finally got there. Unfortunately, the Cottywomple only gives me one single cannon per battlefield, but it was nice to finally ride there. Next up after that, one of the best things about the whole ride was I could pick up a lot of random things. Right here, I actually found a coffee shop. Now, here's one of the most monumental moments of the of the actual ride. I was at 119,000, and it took forever, but I finally crossed over to 120,000 miles. And the last part of the ride, some parts of the ride I was able to break away and find some really nice back roads. Just one of the nice things about living in Pennsylvania, if you don't set yourself up for the interstates, you can find some really nice roads. I'm not too far away right now. So, yeah, I'm just very, it's been a ride. I don't know how many coffee houses I went to today. I went to a lot. Got a couple of roosters. Thank you, Royal Farms. Picked up some other stuff. Picked up some barbecue. Thank you for that. Went to a Corvette show. So I'm dead ass tired. I am going to go home and get these clothes off, take a shower, and I'm done. So I've done it. I have not quite home yet, but I don't want you guys to know where I live. So, but I finished the story, or I think I finished the story. Holy crap! Yeah, almost finished the story. That's why I don't like going on that road, but that guy was flying. But yes, as far as I'm concerned, unless a deer hits me, the story has been finished. I am done. I have made it pretty close to home. I'm just going to call it done. But I did that in Chambersburg a couple months ago. I was like, yeah. You know, I'm in Chambersburg. I'm almost home. It's fine. And then, now. So, I finished the story. That's all that matters. I do have to watch out for deer. They like to run across here. So, alright guys, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.